So, Lil Dicky made a video about how much he loves the Earth and how we should all love the Earth. And I think it has over 40, maybe 50 million views on YouTube at the moment. So, let's do a reaction video. But this time, usually I have audio in my reaction video. This time I am muting the audio because I do not want to risk getting any copyright strikes or other flags on YouTube. And I will try to describe to the best of my ability what is being said and expressed on audio, but I am muting the audio for this video. So let's check it out. And as you can see, it's starting off. It's talking. You got these news reports about these record heat in California, and it's all the news anchor in the background in the audio says it's all because of climate change. It's climate change that's causing these record hot temperatures in Southern California. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, before the Industrial Revolution, there was never any heat waves in the desert known as Southern California. And notice this. So now notice this imagery right here. You see this black, disgusting smoke coming out of this pickup truck. Check this out. It's like an old pickup truck. I think this is in California, but I'm not exactly sure because they just were talking about the weather in California. So first off, if this is in California, for those who don't know, in order to have a registered vehicle in the state of California by the DMV, the Department of Motorized Vehicles, your vehicle has to pass what is called a smog test. It has to meet a certain minimum requirement of reducing emissions. So there aren't any vehicles that look like this, that emit black smoke like this in the state of California. Secondly, even outside of California, you rarely see cars emit black smoke like this. In fact, the only time I've ever seen a car emit black smoke like this was my old 1999 Jeep Cherokee, and it only did it once, and it was when it was in the process of dying, when it was in the process of engine failure. So already we're, 17 seconds into this video, and already they're clearly being dishonest. When have you ever seen a car in America or anywhere emit black, disgusting smoke like as in this video? They're making it look like every car emits smoke like this. Riding around on a skateboard. Look, there's litter and trash everywhere, which actually that's not too far off. Not an inaccurate representation of California. Of course, California, Los Angeles, LA County, the state. We have some of the highest taxes in the nation and can't manage to pick up garbage. But yeah, this is the Earth. This is America. Just garbage all over the place. Black smoke everywhere. You got these hooligans horsing around a garbage can, spilling all the litter, all the garbage. And now we have Lil Dicky over here. Look at Lil Dicky. This is how he presents himself in public. He's looking like a total slob, wearing socks with sandals and this weird t-shirt. And those look like boxer shorts. But this is how Lil Dicky apparently walks around in public. And he's confronting these hooligans who are just spilling garbage all over the place. And there's a point he's like, yeah, pick up the garbage, you stupid kids. We have a climate crisis, and you're just spilling garbage all over the place. So here's a weird conflation. So is it litter and garbage that's contributing to the alleged climate crisis? Is this what's contributing to climate change? Is it garbage that's not properly disposed of? Because I thought climate change and global warming, I thought it was all due to man-made greenhouse emissions that are having an impact on the climate. So presumably, even if all of the garbage in the world were properly disposed of and there was no litter, there's no garbage just blowing around in the wind and it all found its way to a landfill or an incinerator, climate change would still be an issue because they don't really emit carbon emissions. Yeah, kids, clean up this garbage. We have a climate catastrophe. And the kid's cleaning up the trash. Good for him. By the way, does anyone like this, by the way? Is there anyone that's pro-litter and pro-garbage just blowing around? So he finds this book that I think fell out of the garbage can. Someone threw away this book, this magical book. You're about to see this is a fucking magical book, and someone just threw it away. See, look, a bird just flew out of the book, and someone just threw it in the trash, and now the book comes to life. Look at how amazing this book is, and someone just threw it away. What idiot in their right mind, I guess an idiot is not in their right mind, but what person in their right mind would throw this book in the trash or just leave it laying around on the sidewalk? I don't know about you guys. If I had a book like this, I would probably rent out a room in a library, and I would charge schools and families admission to come see me read this amazing magical book. Maybe book some field trips. I mean, I would make a killing off of reading from this book and doing live performances. And I would use all the proceeds to buy stock in oil companies, because those are pretty good investments. And I love fossil fuels. So here, the music video is about to start right now. Here's Lil Dicky. He's, look at him. He's like a friggin' caveman. Look, he's not wearing anything. So is this the ideal world that Lil Dicky wants to live in? He just wants human beings to live like caveman in nature? Is this what nature looks like? Is this the world Lil Dicky wants to live in? I know it's the world that environmentalists want everyone to live in. Environmentalism is predicated on the idea that man should have zero impact on nature. So if we take this premise to its extreme logical conclusion, it's immoral to even cut down a tree for firewood, because cutting down the tree, that means you would be you would be hurting the squirrels and the birds and all of the insects and caterpillars that live in that tree. You're hurting their habitat. You're hurting part of their ecosystem by cutting down that tree to burn fire. Not to mention, when you burn the fire, you're probably killing other insects and shit. I know this is true about Johnny Appleseed. If you guys have ever heard, I'm sure a lot of you kids out there have remember the legend of Johnny Appleseed. He was a real person. And I read a story recently about him, about how apparently Johnny Appleseed one time was, he had a campfire going for himself. He was just camping out. And he noticed that the fire was killing a lot of the mosquitoes in his area. So Johnny Appleseed, he was a pretty big environmentalist. He was all about the environment. He decided to put out his campfire to save the mosquitoes. This is the thing with environmentalists. They want to take the ideas of Marxism. You know how Marxism is about making everyone equal materially and shit. They want to make sure everyone is equal, even if it means being equally miserable. The environmentalists want to take this premise and not only apply it to humans, they want to apply it to every living organism on the planet. So they want the humans to be equal with each other, but they also want human beings to be equal with cockroaches and spiders and mosquitoes and jellyfish and blue jays and seagulls and rhinos and great white sharks and seahorses and donkeys and starfish and bacteria. That's what environmentalists want, and this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get us going back, and the only way to do this, by the way, is to tell human beings to stop using their mind, because that's what separates human beings from the animals. It's our capacity to reason and use our mind to make life better, to live the best life possible on this earth. For as much as Lil Dicky talks about how much he loves the earth, see, he's about to hug the earth, as you see. You don't see him hugging any brains. What about hugging the mind? What about loving life here on earth? He loves earth. And don't get me wrong, earth is necessary for human beings to live, because there aren't too many planets that are capable of sustaining life. Also, is there anyone that thinks the opposite? Is there anyone that just says, yeah, I hate the earth? I mean, I know environmentalists hate humans, but does anyone say, I hate the Earth? I'm sure most reasonable people are well aware of the fact that there are no planets nearby that are capable of sustaining life anytime soon. So does Lil Dicky think that there are Captain Planet villains walking around in the real world just saying shit like, yeah, fuck the Earth, I hate the Earth. All I care about is money, even if it means destroying the only planet that's capable of sustaining life, which would mean that I would not even be able to enjoy the wealth that I make to begin with. Like, is there anyone that legitimately thinks like this? But we gotta use our minds to, and so now he's riding around on a bird, a big fucking bird, as if this is realistic. Mr. I Love Earth riding around on other animals. But even this is not ideal. What would you rather do? Would you rather ride around on a big fucking eagle like Lil Dicky is here? Or would you rather invent a machine that's capable of flight, like the aeroplane? Like a passenger jet. Because a passenger jet, if you get on a passenger jet, you know, it's air conditioned, it's climate controlled inside. You have flight attendants and wait staff serving you drinks. You can watch movies. You can read a book. You got the pilots saying dumb jokes to keep you comfortable while you're thousands of miles into the sky. Would you rather have that experience, or would you rather fly around on a bird like this? Of course, the environmentalists, and maybe even Lil Dicky thinks, yeah, this would be, flying around on birds is preferable because, after all, a jet, a jumbo jet, a plane requires energy. It requires fossil fuel energy to function, and that's contributing to climate change, so we can't have that. Now, we got this baboon voiced by Justin Bieber. I mean, isn't nature beautiful? This baboon who would probably eat you if he was hungry enough. He'd probably try to kill you and eat you if he was hungry enough. He's about to shove his ass in your face. Now someone's trying to be like, oh, actually baboons, they're not carnivores, they're herbivores, whatever. I don't know anything about baboons. Now we got zebras. The zebras voiced by Rihanna. Now this is a crucial point in the video. Pay attention, folks. Zebra living all peacefully. Got caveman Lil Dicky over here. Oh, here come the lions. The lions are feasting on Rihanna's zebra. Can you believe it? This is what nature looks like, folks. This is what it looks like when you don't use your mind. This is what animals do. Now, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. Animals gotta eat. They're just doing what they need to do to survive. So animals are gonna eat each other. Is this the beautiful nature you guys have in mind? This is the beautiful natural world that Lil Dicky has in mind. I've talked about this before in a video. This meme that I see where it talks about a world with humans, and it's portrayed as this dry desert, desolate, depressing world. And then there's a world without human beings, and it's full of sunshine and rainbows and butterflies, and all the animals are living happily ever after. And it's like, no, those animals would eat the fuck out of each other. Isn't nature beautiful, folks? Yeah, look at that. Just eat that zebra. And I'm going to drink some cow's milk. Oh, I'm going to do more than just drink that cow's milk. I'm going to slaughter that cow and make a delicious hamburger. Put some jalapenos. Got a pig. Got some fungus. Isn't nature beautiful? Skunks just shitting in your face. Now, this is another telling point. So we got this marijuana plant voiced by Snoop Dogg. And these are some funny parts in the video. I'll give the video props. There are some funny parts in this video that had me laughing. But, yeah, we're going to need some marijuana in this post-industrial world that Lil Dicky wants. First, because marijuana helps suppress your capacity to think. And also, when everyone's miserable, because no one can use their mind to build cars or build factories that require fossil fuel energy that create products that make life better. When everyone's miserable and life is short, we're going to need a lot of cannabis to smoke to escape our nightmarish hellhole that we're living in. Then we got Kanye West voiced by Kevin Hart. Again, some funny moments in this video, I gotta say. Great animation, too. And we got Lil Dicky swimming around in the ocean with You know, and clearly he had to extract plastic and rubber from the earth to make those flippers and that inflation tube and the goggles and shit. How dare Lil Dicky just swim around in the ocean? Isn't he endangering the animals? You know, what if he doesn't make it back to the surface? Now these animals, these dumb animals, are gonna eat his plastic flippers and plastic and inflatable tube. Isn't this why we gotta ban plastic straws? Because all of the stupid turtles in the ocean can't help but get straws stuck in their fucking noses. Got the... Notice there's a treasure chest coming up. Yeah, so I don't know how the treasure chest got there. Someone just drop a bunch of gold in the ocean. Be careful. We don't want that. We don't want that whale eating the plastic flipper. It's got these beautiful vultures. Nature is so beautiful. Got these. See now, if you ever see a rhinoceros in the wild, if you're ever privileged enough for your rich parents to take you out on a beautiful safari or African vacation, this is what rhinos are like in nature. They're so loving and peaceful, and you can just walk up to them and they won't do a damn thing. They're just loving creatures and innocent. Rhinos. Then we got giraffes and kangaroos. This is another kangaroos. He's riding around in a kangaroo pouch. Now, in real life, in the real world, kangaroos apparently are huge assholes. I've watched videos of kangaroos kicking the shit out of each other on YouTube, and apparently they're pretty vicious animals. But in Lil Dicky's fantasy land, yeah, I guess you can just hop in their pouch and they'll happily give you a little ride around the desert. Isn't nature beautiful, folks? What the fuck, I'm a clam? That was another funny part. And then Lil Dicky's going to get on this little horse, this pony, donkey, whatever it is. So he wants to ride around on other animals. But again, would you rather ride around on another animal, or would you rather ride around in a nice automobile, like a Ford Mustang or a Chevy Camaro or a Nissan Sentra? Maybe not a Nissan Sentra, but even in a Nissan Sentra, you can... You got your climate control, you got your air conditioning in the Nissan Sentra, you can power electronics, you can listen to music. You can't do any of that when you're riding around on a horse. And now we got Lil Dicky using his mind to discover the HPV virus. Again, this is, isn't Earth so amazing? It gives us diseases like HPV. Maybe this is where Lil Dicky wants human beings to use their mind so that we can discover and eradicate diseases. But other than that, whatever you do, don't build automobiles. Don't use fossil fuel energy. Got a koala with his fork penis in the tree. And now they're dancing around at the Taj Mahal. Now he's hanging out in Africa playing soccer. Now he's in China slapping fives. Now he's in Germany. So at this part he says, Germany, we forgive you. And apparently this is what Germany looks like. Germany still looks like they're in the 19th, early 20th century. This is what Germany still looks like. And we forgive you, Germany. What, for the two world wars? Does he think that, like, the people that were alive in Germany during those two world wars, that were responsible for the two world wars, does he think that they're still alive today and that they're still the dominant population in Germany? But maybe it's just a funny joke and I'm taking it too seriously. So now he's hanging out in Antarctica. And he would freeze to death. He would freeze to death without any clothes. See, this is why sometimes you gotta slaughter animals and you gotta make clothes to keep warm from their wool, or from, I guess you could grow cotton. But yeah, you need wool, you need leather, you need to make stuff to keep you warm in the Arctic. You're gonna die, Lil Dicky. Put on some clothes. Nature doesn't just give you clothes. Riding around on whales, making sand angels. Yeah, nature's just great. Now this part where he's like, yeah, we've been walking the planet for all these years and we still don't know shit. Again, a total slap in the face of the mind. Now, it is true, there are a lot of stupid human beings in the world and throughout history that have chosen to not use their mind. But what about all the good things? Didn't someone just take a picture of the light around a black hole. Wasn't that an amazing achievement of the mind and what human beings can do when we focus our minds on making discoveries? But apparently, according to Lil Dicky, we still don't know shit. You know, forget going to the moon and back. Forget putting robots on Mars and putting probes on moving comets and curing diseases and computers and iPhones. Apparently, according to Lil Dicky, we still don't know shit. Just walking the earth like a bunch of dumb cavemen. And yeah, we give people names and, yeah, another funny joke. And yeah, we have all this war and pollution. Ironically enough, I mean, you know, you talk about the people that are trying to solve climate change with legislation and the Green New Deal. They're going to be the ones. It's going to be the so-called eco-fascists. It's going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the Green New Dealers. They're going to be the ones using guns to prevent people from using fossil fuel energy, which is, again, apparently destroying the planet. Forget all the good things that fossil fuel energy does. And before anyone gets in the comments accusing me of making straw man arguments, because they don't really mention fossil fuels or oil at all in this music video, but it's implied with the climate alarmism and the fact that this music video was made in cooperation with the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, which is all about, you know, their climate crusading. And even, you know, I mentioned earlier that environmentalists, they want to apply Marxism to every living organism on the planet. I looked up Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation's website earlier today, and they say that the first thing you see is that their mission is to protect all inhabitants of Earth. So even according to Leonardo DiCaprio and his foundation, they're not only trying to protect humans and the humans' right to live and live freely and happily, they also want to protect the cockroaches and the spiders and the octopi and the hyenas and all of the inhabitants of Earth. So yeah, you're just making a straw man. No, they're pretty pretty implicit. And yeah, let's respect what we build. And so notice he only shows, with the exception of the Eiffel Tower and the satellite dish, he's showing ancient pre-industrial buildings. Respect what we build. Well, are we allowed to build new stuff? Are we allowed to build new skyscrapers and buildings? Because I don't know if you guys know this, that's going to take a lot of fossil fuel energy. Going to take a lot of energy to make the steel beams and girders and move all of the goods to the construction sites. Respect what we build, but don't build anything more because that's going to have an impact on the climate. And yeah, look how great the internet is. What do you think powered that laptop? I'm guessing it's fossil fuel energy. Again, in America, 70% of America's energy comes from fossil fuels. You need energy to run these computers, Lil Dicky. Still in the caveman garb. Although it does look better than the socks and sandals from earlier. Love the earth. Just don't love the mind and life here on Earth. Love the earth. And space. And yeah, see more hat tips to ancient. We got Jesus over here. We got the Mayan temples. No tribute to the skyscrapers in New York or the skyscrapers in LA or any of the newer buildings that have been built in the last century. No, that's garbage. Yeah, we cool Russia. He says this. We cool Russia. We know you keep picking this Vladimir Putin guy, and he's a total dictator and violates individual rights. But we cool Russia, and now we're in Asia. I think this is probably Tokyo or Hong Kong or South Korea. Again, what do you think's powering these lights? Probably at least some fossil fuel energy that we can't use anymore because it's ruining the climate. We love the earth. And now he's on top of it. Again, he would be dead. He would be freezing to death. Put on some friggin' clothes. Buy some clothes that were made in a factory that was powered by fossil fuel energy, so you don't die on top of that mountain. Now he's talking to animals, talking to Justin Bieber and Rihanna over here in the clouds. They're probably in heaven because they got eaten by other animals because nature is so beautiful. And yeah, you know, if aliens came and visited us, they'd want Leonardo DiCaprio. See, look how much Leonardo DiCaprio cares about the planet. He's on the Titanic, which is emitting smoke from those stacks. And yeah, Leonardo, do I have to go into this spiel again? I know a lot of people made this spiel, myself included. But Leonardo DiCaprio, he loves getting in planes that are fueled by oil and gas. He loves partying on yachts, but more importantly, he loves getting on private jets and flying all over the world to lecture everyone on fossil fuel consumption. Not to mention, I'm sure the movies that he makes millions of dollars doing probably use a lot of energy. I think The Revenant, because it was filmed in some colder climates, I think they ended up... I think I read somewhere that they used a lot of oil and fossil fuel to keep warm and to keep the sets running. But this is the pinnacle of mankind, Leonardo DiCaprio. And don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic actor. He's the best in the business. Not sure if a higher intelligence like aliens, if they visited, I don't think DiCaprio would be the first person I would want to present as the pinnacle of mankind. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, oh, it's my favorite song ever. We're going to save the planet with this song and all these celebrities. So you have it. Lil Dicky and all these celebrities, they love the earth. I'm sure they're all using fossil fuels. This is the thing is, usually when people talk about climate change, it's like, oh, it's all propaganda from big oil. Why we can't get anything done. All of these fucking hypocrites consume fossil fuels. These people drive me bonkers with the way they just throw fossil fuel companies and oil companies under the bus like they're the only ones responsible for CO2 emissions. Meanwhile, most people, if not all people, are still using fossil fuel energy, whether it's filling up their gas tanks so that they can drive their cars around. They're still relying on, they're still buying goods and services that were moved to their area on diesel trucks, on semi-trucks that were powered by fossil fuel energy. People are still powering and heating their homes, running their refrigerators, powering their iPhones, running their laptops on fossil fuel energy, and then they have the audacity to just say, oh, well, it's big oil and they're responsible. No, if you're still a consumer of fossil fuel energy, if you're still filling up your gas tank, if you're still powering and heating your home with fossil fuel energy to run your refrigerator and charge your laptops and play your PlayStation 4 and your Nintendo Switches and whatnot, you're just as guilty as any CEO or executive for any of these oil companies like Chevron or ExxonMobil. The fact of the matter is that you love life, fossil fuel energy betters your life, and you would not be buying the oil and buying fossil fuel energy from these greedy corporations if it was not making your life better.